Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Steven here and welcome back to another China phone unboxing. Well, today I want to unbox the Doogee Y100 Pro with you guys. And thanks to eFoxShop.com for sending me out one to review and unbox. And well, if you have seen the Tech Talk today, then you probably know that I'm not so impressed by the phone. This has one simple reason. I expected a little bit more than it actually can deliver. And if you check out the advertising on that phone, it actually says metal unibody phone. Now, if you don't read the full text, then you think, well, it's a full metal body phone, but well, it isn't. And if you have a look at the back, then you can see hey, that's just a plastic back cover. They say it's some kind of special plastic back cover, so polycarbonate, blah blah blah, and with different layers, and it looks really like brushed aluminum if you have a look at the phone from 5 meters away. But if you really have a closer look at the phone, you can immediately see it's a plastic back cover. But it's kind of heavy, and I guess the metal unibody just refers to the internal frame. And they say the plastic back cover has one simple reason, and this is the signal quality. So it's really hard to design a good antenna with a metal body phone because, yeah, you have the antennas on the inside and you need to get them to the outside because the case is shielding. And with a plastic back cover, this is way easier and usually results probably in a better signal quality. Okay, so far I'm happy with that, but please for the next phone, don't have some big letters, big fat font which says metal unibody, and then you have some pictures below that and you just see the back cover. So people will think it's a full metal body phone, but well, it isn't, and you should deal with that. So that's the design of the phone. Overall quality of the body for the price, really not too bad, but the same was on the Yumi Iron. Iron, as the name suggests, you think it's a full metal body phone, but well, the only thing which is metal, it's actually just the middle plate here. That's it, but the phone is kinda stable, and the same goes for the Doogee Y100 Pro. Now the internal frame, I think it's really made out of metal because this phone is really heavy. And also it comes with a 2.5D ARC screen, 5 inches, 720p. So actually not too bad for the cheap price of around €100. Then now let's just go. As always, you can find the link down below. And first of all, let's get directly started and let's have a look at the specs of the phone. And there we go, here are the specs. So 2.5D ARC screen, 5 inches HD 720p IPS OGS. Now well, that actually sounds really good, and except of the wrong advertising with that metal unibody, I am happy with the specs. But it's still running the MTK6735 quad-core. Now, it doesn't name here any frequency, and that's actually a good thing, because the chipset, so the CPU, is still running at 988 MHz. So you have a quad-core, 4 cores, all of them running with a maximum clock of 1 GHz. You know what that means? Yes, we only get 20K in Antutu. So this phone is really kinda slow. Now for normal usage, it's okay, but you can barely run any 3D games on it. It's running straight out of the box, Android 5.1, comes with 2 gigs of RAM plus 16 GB of ROM. You can see here the frequencies, I will definitely check them out in the full review. Sony rear camera, I will definitely check out if that is true. Maybe we'll take that phone apart because I want to see if it's really a unibody from the inside, so one metal frame under the plastic, and here you can see the OmniVision sensor. It should be 8 megapixel front-facing camera, probably, well, less, but we'll check that out in the full review. So the specs, they're actually sounding okay, but it's still running the MTK6735. It supports 4G LTE, which I cannot see here for some reason, but it actually should support it, and this is B1, B3, B7, B20. Yeah, the only bad thing is that the chipset is running with a very slow clock, but you have to deal with that. Currently, all those phones with the 6735 run at this slow clock. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, then I would say let's just go and let's unbox it. Now there we go, here's the Doogee Valencia Y100 Pro. Box seems actually kinda nice, small box, and you see how the pics here look like. So in reality the phone doesn't look like on the pics. On the pics it looks like a unibody metal phone, but in reality it looks kinda different, and I will show you this right now, and some close-ups just in a minute. So here we have the phone. And it also comes with a protection cover, which you definitely need because the back is actually just plastic. Let me get the cover off. And you can see that actually looks at the first look like some shiny aluminum, but no, that's plastic. So the body quality feels to me really kind of cheap, but this phone is really heavy, so I guess there's probably a metal frame on the inside, but we need to check that out when I take the phone apart. Alright, so let's check out the other things here inside of the box. Here, Doogee Quick Guide, and there we go. So well, multi-language with pics, so that's kind of good, but you see how the pictures here look like. Now in reality this looks really kind of different. Here also you can see light, blah blah blah, so that's basically how the back cover is made. Well, not really impressive. Okay, there we go. Let's open up the box. Here we have the usual Doogee foil with the logo. Here we have a screen protector, one is already on the smartphone, and you get here also one microfiber cloth to clean the display. Quality looks okay. The usual Doogee charger, I have already 2 or 3 of them. Let me get that out of the package. Well, let's take everything here out. So you see there's such a foam inside. And here's the cable. So that's basically everything you can find inside of the box, some normal accessories. First of all, here we have the charger. It comes in black. I've got the silver version, and I think there are 2 versions of the phone, grey, black or silver or something like that, so you can check it out on the link down below. Doogee logo here, then here the power socket connector for my country, that's kinda good. Here we have the USB port, it's straight in, and let me check the charger because this phone should support quick charging, and we can see the output is 5 volts, 1 amp. Quick charging with a 1 amp charger, so 5 watts. Yeah, let's see how the charging time is, but it doesn't look like a real quick charger to me. Okay, let's just go. Let's have a look here at the headset, and it's an in-ear headset. Come on. And there we go, so the quality of it actually doesn't look too bad. I haven't seen that particular headset before. Usually I see some headsets very often because you have the same in different packages. And this one here looks kind of new, but it doesn't look really bad. Yeah, plastic, but it's okay. Here we have the mute button, microphone, Doogee logo. 3.5mm jack, silver plated, and really flat cable. Okay. What do we have here? So here the micro USB charging cable. Once again, nothing special. It's around 60 centimeters long. Okay guys, so that's basically everything you can find inside of the box. And now let's just go and let's check out the smartphone, right? So guys, there we go. Here's the Doogee. And the first feeling, it feels like an old Samsung Galaxy S1, so just from the plastic back cover, the buttons and everything, but it's really heavy. It's heavier than most of the big smartphones I've got here. And this is probably because we have an internal metal, I wouldn't say unibody, but let's say internal metal frame. Now, that's a good and a bad thing. Good thing that it's not shielding the antennas because they are right under the plastic back cover, so they're not being shielded by the metal frame. And that's a bad thing because if you have expected that it's a really classy full metal body phone, then you will be disappointed. Okay, so far so good. You see the signal here, really kind of nice on Wi-Fi, full signal, full speed. And maybe that's also better for heat dissipation that we have here a massive integrated metal frame. But I will tell you all that in the full review when I've tested the device for a couple of days. Then let's talk a little bit about the display. It's IPS because really nice viewing angles, the colors they are looking good. And it's 720p, 5 inches. The glass, 2.5D arc screen or glass. And so far I'm not really impressed by that because we have here a plastic frame around that, which is actually a little bit higher than the glass. So you lose all the effect from the 2.5D arc screen. Yeah, it gives an optical effect, but it somehow doesn't look that good like on the EQ, for instance, which also came with a 2.5D arc screen. So far so good, nice to have that screen, but I don't really like it. Then the glass and everything, so the display, some really slight amount of LCD flensing, so when you press your hard on the screen, so the build quality seems to be kind of stable. Okay, we have here some capacitive touch buttons on the front, so at the bottom here. Now let's check out the back cover. You see it's really shiny and it looks like it would be brushed aluminum, but it's plastic. Doogee logo here, speaker grid, and here we have a big sticker which says please peel off insulated tape on the battery before you use the phone. Well, a lot of people seemed to forget that, and there's just a stick on the battery so it doesn't discharge, and you just remove that and then you can actually go and put it back into your smartphone. Okay, now let me give you some close-ups of the phone so we can just check out all the ports and connectors and maybe also the display a little bit. Now here you can see the top of the phone, so here we have the front-facing camera as you can see. And well, I think it's really nice that eFox is pretty honest about the front-facing camera and the megapixels, so they don't say that it's 8 megapixels, they say that it's 5 and interpolated. Same goes for the rear camera, so thanks for being honest, and I will definitely check that out in the full review. In the middle here we have the speaker as you can see, and here we have a light and proximity sensor, so that's basically the top. You can see the 2.5D arc screen is actually giving you a nice 3D effect of the glass here. I mean, it looks cool, but I just don't like that plastic frame, or how you call that, that line around it, which just destroys the effect a little bit, so it's not that good like on the EQ. The display is 720p, and for 5 inches I would say it's usually enough. 720p, better battery lifetime, and it's still sharp and you can read all the fonts, so isn't a huge problem for me. Then here at the bottom you can see the capacitive touch buttons, and unfortunately they don't have any backlight. So you see it's some silver mirroring surface, so it reflects the light a little bit, but there is no backlight on them. I think with some decent backlight it would look better, but well, that's just the design of the phone. The 2.5D arc screen, as you can see, this is really shiny here, but yeah, that plastic frame here around it somehow destroys the whole nice effect of the 2.5D arc screen. But that's just my personal opinion here about the design of the phone. Now guys, here's the back side. You can see we have here the rear camera. eFox says it's an 8 megapixel camera interpolated to 13. I cannot tell you if that is true or not. Pictures are looking okay, but I would really like to know which sensor it is exactly, because then you already know, is it 13 or is it 8, because they say it's a Sony camera. Okay, well here we have the LED flash, it's a single one, and you see the back cover really looks a little bit like it would be brushed aluminum, but well, no it isn't, and they say they have some special technology to make those covers, but well, more marketing than a special technology. Okay, here the Doogee logo, and here at the bottom we have the speaker grid, and under that we can probably find a single speaker. Okay guys, now here's the frame of the phone. And well, at the first look it really tricked me because it's so shiny, and you can see it looks really a lot like aluminum. But well, the whole back cover and the frame here, which is also the back cover, it's plastic, but at least the buttons here, they are metal, and they don't feel so bad, so they're basically integrated into the back cover. If you remove the back cover, you also remove the buttons, if I can say it like this. And we have here a metal power button, metal volume down, volume up button, so the volume rocker, and it's feeling actually good, so not really bad. Okay, let's have a look here at the top, and here at the top we have the micro USB port, as you can see, so it's here on the right side, and here we have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and so far so good. Let's check out the left side here. So basically here's really nothing, and here at the bottom we have the bottom microphone for doing calls, and well, that's basically it. And you can see there's no frame actually, so the whole back cover is also, it looks like a unibody phone because we have here one big back cover which also covers the whole frame. But well, let's open up the phone and let's see how the internals look like. Okay, so there we go. Let's quickly remove the back cover. Actually pretty easy, so just go somewhere in there with your fingernail and then just pull off the back cover. And here you can see the back cover, so it has some kind of structure and pattern here from the inside. Probably it should be shock absorbing or whatever. Here's some tape. Here at the bottom there's a cover for the microphone, and that's basically the whole plastic back cover. And so far nothing really special. Then now let's go and let's have a look at the phone. And as you can see, the battery is removable, so just go in there with your finger and boom, you can take out the battery. So let's quickly check that one out. Now there we go guys, here's the battery. Doogee logo, 3.8 volts lithium ion battery. And first feeling, first look, this is really slim and lightweight. Now it reminds me a lot of the Yumi Hammer battery. Probably the Yumi Hammer battery was a little bit smaller and a little bit thinner. Then here we can see the battery should be 2200 milliamp hours. I don't know if that is true, but I will definitely weigh the battery. Maybe we can do a discharge test on this one. And yeah, for now I will just believe it, even though if it would just be 2000, 1800, probably would have a day of battery lifetime, because The MTK6735 almost drains no power, but you almost also don't get no performance, but that's another topic. Okay, so far the first impression on the battery, it's a little bit lightweight and a little bit small, so I cannot tell you if the capacity is true, but you will see that in my full review of the device here. Okay, then let's have a look at the internals of the little baby. Now here you can see the internals, and we can do a quick band test here live on camera. Well, here we have the camera of the device, here the LED flash. Here we have the microSD card slot, and here we have SIM card slot 1, and here we have SIM card slot 2. So this is regular size, and this is micro SIM card size. You can see here the antennas, so they're not covered by this metal body here. And that's actually a good thing, because this will just give you a better signal, and they're just covered by the plastic back cover, which doesn't really influence the signal quality. Here in the middle, Doogee logo, WCDMA, GSM frequencies. Not sure why they don't label the LTE frequencies, so we'll definitely have to check them out with MTK engineering mode. And here IMEI numbers, blah blah blah. Here at the bottom you can see another antenna, and here the speaker, which looks a little bit small. Okay, so what I want to do now, I will just reattach the battery in the back cover, and let's quickly try to band that phone, right? Oh well, before I forget it, here you can see the buttons, by the way. So you see the buttons, they're actually in the back cover, so the physical buttons, but the foil with the buttons, so the flex cable here, it's here inside of the case, as you can see. And yeah, here, no, all the buttons are on the right side, sorry, so power button and volume buttons. Okay, then let's do a quick bend test. Now guys, the phone seems to be very stable, so it's really hard to bend it. I can even apply a lot of force here, as you can see, so just the buttons are deforming a little bit, so the back cover here, because it's made out of plastic. In the other direction, it's a little bit easier. You see the display bends a little bit, but not really much, and I'm applying a lot of force, so the back cover is coming off here. And well, it seems to be very good quality, and it seems to be very stable. Now I cannot measure the force actually, but I was at university in the laboratory, and yeah, messages, and we have a machine for a bend test with steel, so to measure the tension in steel, and you can measure the force with that, and it would be really cool to just bend some devices and measure the force. But I still have to ask if I can do it there and film there, but if we can do it, I will definitely collect some phones to do that. It will be super awesome. But so far the phone is really stable, and we definitely have some metal frame on the inside. Okay, then let me quickly show you some things in Android 5.1. Alright, we're now here in Android 5.1 on the Doogee, and so far so good. We have here some nice looking theme, as you can see, and we have here some dark wallpaper, some dark buttons, but it's still Android 5.1, so this is nothing special, just a little bit customized. Now here at the top, Android status bar, as you can see, everything really smooth, and there we go. And I can quickly show you CPU set. So here we can see that it is the MTK6735. It's a quad-core chipset, but the CPU is only running with a maximum clock of 988 MHz. This will result in a very low Antutu score, like 19, 18, 20K, something like that. Depends on how good the system is optimized. And 3D games will be very slow and almost unplayable, like Modern Combat 5 or GTA. Here we can see once again Android 5.1, yeah, 1280 x 720 pixels, and this gives you a resolution of 320 dots per inch. Okay, it says here 4.6 inches, but yeah, the phone is actually 5 inches, but it feels so small somehow. I was just confused. So the screen density is not correct if it says here 4.6. Here we can see the total RAM, it's 2 gigs, and that's okay, no root access so far. We can have a look here at the sensors, and as you can see, it doesn't come with a lot of sensors, just the basic stuff, G sensor, proximity and light, because it's still a low budget phone. Alright, then let's go quickly to the menu. Let's see if there's something fancy. Yeah, Doogee Xender. If you don't know what Xender is, that's sharing application. Kinda useless in my opinion. Basically, it's just an easier way to open up a hotspot and share data. I mean, it's cool, but it's not something which is really fancy, and Doogee really advertises with that Xender feature, and I would say nothing special. You can have that on every smartphone. Alright guys, here you can see it comes with Google Apps, it comes with the Play Store, so everything pre-installed and you don't have to worry about that. Let's have a quick look at the settings. Let's see if something fancy is in here. We can see Hotnot. It's similar to NFC, but unfortunately not compatible with NFC. Then storage, we have here one big partition, good thing, 11.3 gigabytes usable straight out of the box. Then battery stats, cannot tell you anything so far, haven't really used it. And here we have apps running in the background, so let's check out the memory consumption very quickly. And there we go, we have here 1.5 gigabyte of free RAM, so the system is only consuming around 500, that's really good so far. Let's go back here, we have here different users, we have a lot of smart gestures, wake up, well, yeah, nothing so fancy, but some nice gestures, and also that smart wake up function and multi-accounts. Alright, so that was just a very quick overview over the system, but you will get my full review in the next days when I got used to the device, when I've checked everything out, when I can tell you something about the battery lifetime, the camera and the performance. But at the first look, it's okay, it's really heavy, the build quality is really okay, but I just don't like that advertising that they say metal unibody and then the pictures, it's really confusing. That's not something you should do, Doogee, because this will just get you a shitstorm from people who buy it and maybe don't read the text completely. But all in all, looking good so far. I'm really looking forward to the full review. Will come probably at the end of this week. Currently very busy with a lot of stuff. But once again, thanks to efoxshop.com for sending me out one to review. I really enjoy reviewing those cheaper devices too. And once again, guys, thank you so much for watching to you. And see you again in my full review. Have a nice day and bye-bye. See ya.